Hey, N10 Cisco here. Super! I had to get that out of my system. I haven't done it in a while. 2021 was a big year of gaming for me. With the stress of the pandemic and life changes and stressful careers, I actually turned to video games as a huge comfort for me this year. From new games to backlog to ongoing multiplayers, I just never ran out of things to play. Real quick, I wanted to express my gratitude to every single one of you. And I mean every single one of you. I want to thank my friends, family. I want to thank you to the N10 and the community. Thank you to all the new friends I met this past year. It's been a blast and I couldn't be more grateful. I also want to give a huge shout out to Fudo. This is the guy who helped me just skyrocket in subs. Fudo, that was like the perfect timing because I was so frustrated with my channel and just felt like I wasn't going anywhere, and just that extra 120 subs, which overnight, that was insane, really boosted my confidence and it just really motivated me to keep going, and it was just the perfect timing. So thank you so much, and I hope you have an amazing year. I also want to give a huge shout out to a friend of mine, Linkachu. He's another content creator. He's a part of N10, and he's been a really close friend of mine this past year. He helped me build a portfolio for my art, for my manga, and it's so useful. I send it to companies and stuff like that. Anytime I want to apply to something and I have my art involved, I will send that. He's helped me with Adobe Premiere, he's helped me with thumbnails, he's helped me with videos. I mean, he's helped me with a lot, so thank you, Aiden. Now back to this year and the gaming. If there's one thing I gained a love for regarding gaming this year, was backlog. I think I have about 50 titles for PS4 and Switch alone. That's not counting the Wii U, 3DS, PC. Those can add like another 20 to 30 titles easily. So with that many games, I just never get through it, especially when I'm trying to work through games and new ones come out. But the moment I went back and 100%ed a game or finished it or even got the platinum, oh, that was an addicted feeling. One thing that I love with PlayStation are the platinum trophies. I'm a platinum hunter, not super hardcore, but I do love to go for the platinum trophies. It makes me feel like I completed a game and truly made it mine. This year I went crazy with the platinums. Oh my gosh. I'm currently, I believe, at 27 platinums. Aside from 100%ing Pikmin 3, because they have their own badge system, kind of like achievements, I completed those. But back to PlayStation, I went back and I platinumed a bunch of games. I went back and finished off Days Gone, I got the platinum, Star Wars Battlefront 2, SpongeBob Rehydrated, One Piece Burning Blood, and World Seeker. World Seeker was not nearly as bad as anybody made it out to be. Ratchet and Clank, super classic, awesome title. For Honor and Nier Automata. By far, the worst platinum was For Honor. I cannot believe I went through with that. I have Radical to blame for that. We wanted to work on some platinums together, so we worked on Days Gone side by side. He was doing his run, I was doing mine. Star Wars Battlefront 2 was also co-op, so we did that together. And then it went down to For Honor. And that was the worst possible game we could have worked on. That was horrendous. Don't make My favorite platinum was Nier Automata. That game is so beautiful, so deep. This platinum, I think, was the first one. Bloodborne also did this, but Nier Automata was a whole different level. It left me begging for more. I platinumed the game and I was just like, I don't want to say goodbye. And when I got the true ending, I was just tearing up because I didn't want to say goodbye, because the last achievement was to delete your save file. So I was literally saying goodbye to everyone in that game, and it was just, man, I was filled with so many emotions, and the music is just out of this world. Amazing game. I'm so happy I platinumed it, but that was by far the best platinum, and it was the last one I got too. On the Nintendo side of things, this year was so meaty. We started off with Bowser's Fury, and then we ended off with the Gen 4 remix. I have to give a huge shout out to the games that Nintendo released that were not full price, but were just as fun. Like WarioWare, Clubhouse Games, Fatal Frame, Big Brain Academy, Game Builder Garage, so many. Nintendo also released big hits like Metroid Dread, Monster Hunter Rise, Shinigami Tensei, Skyward Sword, and Pokemon Snap. We also got No More Heroes 3, like there was just a bunch of games. I'm gonna make kind of like a top 5, so I'm gonna briefly talk about 5 games in no particular order. The number 1 is the true number 1, but the first 4 games are... So number 5, Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. This one is significant for me because I disliked that game on the Wii U. And I don't know what magic it was, but on Switch, I loved it. I couldn't put it down. The main campaign is multiplayer. Man, the level of fun I had. I literally thought I was gonna break a rib one time because of how hard I was laughing playing with some friends. It was just great experience. I couldn't put the controller down until I finished the main campaign. And when I did, there was more. There was the Bowser's Fury expansion. This game was so meaty, man. This game was jam-packed with content. Bowser's Fury, the visuals were outstanding. It played similar to like Mario Odyssey. It was mind-blowing. Like the giant Bowser, you turn into like Super Saiyan Mario. Crazy. And when you beat the main campaign, you also get the original Mario Brothers arcade game. I mean, like, how much more content can you jam in this thing? I think Nintendo really spoiled me with this one.
It is me, Wario.
WarioWare, get it together. This game single-handedly got me my first 150 followers on TikTok. My whole gaming life, I've been a huge fan of WarioWare, and this game was not a letdown. The only sin about this game was it was not online multiplayer, which, why not? Perfect game for that. And some of the characters' abilities were annoying. Like, God forbid I had to play as 9-Volt, because that was just annoying. I also didn't like playing as Wario, which is the main character of the game. But all the characters are so fun, the visuals are nice, the game is so wacky, and the mini games are all fun. Although simple, I found the story really refreshing. It's about the WarioWare cast making a video game, and then there's all these bugs, and they get sucked into the video game, and they have to defeat all the bugs to fix the game. I wish I had online, but it was easily still one of my favorite games of this year.
You don't know what micro games are? Fine, Wario will show you.
We are deploying Guardians to all corners of the system to find answers.
Destiny 2 Beyond Light. This one's surprising. I think this is the only one that's not Nintendo. For, I think, the past 8 years, my friends have tried to get me into Destiny. So, the moment I got my PS4, my friends bought me Destiny, and then later on I got Destiny 2, and they tried getting me into it for the past 8 years. I just could not get into it. Like, my friends in particular are all about getting to the finish line as fast as possible. So what they did was they would just have me go into a lobby, they would beat the level for me instantly. So I would beat these games without even knowing what the story was about. I wouldn't even be able to watch the cutscenes because they would just skip it. I don't know what the story is, I don't know what I'm doing. How do you play this game? I don't understand the mechanics of this. Until I got to the Destiny 2 expansions. Forsaken was insane, and then this year was Beyond Light, and I loved it. I was so immersed in it. The music, man, is just on a league of its own. I just found this game to be so fun. The new story expansion is about tapping into the dark side. So as a Guardian, you're always about the light, protecting the light, fighting with the light. But in this expansion, you're going into the darkness. And it's actually pretty intense because you have to choose whether you're gonna go behind the Vanguard leader, Zavala, or, you know, or stay true to the ways of the Guardians and don't mess with the darkness. My choices in this DLC were influenced by past events. For example, I wanted to go against Zavala because I didn't like him. I was upset with this guy because of the events of what happened with Cade in the Forsaken DLC. I was trying to get the platinum for it. I'm still working on it. It's very grindy, but I'm enjoying what I'm playing and I'm in it for the long haul, so. Destiny 2, everyone. Skyward Sword. A remaster? That's right. This is also very significant. I actually have a huge confession to make. You see, Legend of Zelda and Pokemon are some of my favorite titles of all time. I mean, I consider them my top 2, even alongside Metroid and Pikmin. I love Breath of the Wild, and I loved Sword and Shield. But in the past 5 years, that's kind of it. I was not a huge fan of Age of Calamity. I didn't like the plot twist. Age of Calamity was running up to be such an awesome Zelda game, but the plot twist at the very end just killed it for me. It was undoing the events of Breath of the Wild, and I was just not about it. I know it's a spin-off, but I didn't want it to be. And Link's Awakening, I kind of ruined it for myself, so it's not really the game's fault, but I tried playing on hard difficulty, and it was just frustrating all the way through, and I don't know, it just didn't hit. I wasn't a fan of Link's Awakening. I'm struggling with Zelda, guys. So here I am, very sad, because my favorite series, Zelda, is not bringing me any joy. Until Skyward Sword appeared. I was excited for Skyward Sword. I've been wanting to replay the game, but my New Motion Plus Wii Remote broke. But man, when I played it on the Switch, oh my gosh, from start to finish, I was overjoyed. I truly love this game. Link is so emotional, Zelda is so beautiful, the story is so compelling, the puzzles and the environments are just outstanding. The ending of the game made me cry. I think it's the only game that truly made me cry this past year. I was bawling my eyes out at the very end because it just reminded me how much I love Zelda, how much I love Link and Fi and all these characters and the game and the series as a whole and the music. It just, oh my gosh, this game meant so much for me. Like, it was so significant and it was so personal. I'm very happy to say that it restored my love for Zelda. It reminded me that I didn't go anywhere. I've always loved this series and I'm here to stay. I'm so excited for Breath of the Wild 2, and yeah, that's, oh, man. Some honorable mentions. I hope this video is not too long. Yakuza Like a Dragon. This was actually a recommendation that Linkishu gave me. I dove into it. It's very lengthy, so I haven't finished it yet, so I wasn't able to put it in my top 5, as well as the game also had some moments that frustrated me. So that game was nowhere near my top 5, but I am determined to finish it, and I have to say that game was very enjoyable so far. And I love Ichiban, I love the characters. It's a really fun game, and if you can get it on sale, because it usually is, I would recommend playing it. Mario Party was also a fun game. I haven't played it much, but I have to say, from like Mario Party 6, I have not liked any of the Mario Parties. Up until this one. Clubhouse Games, very quick, was another one that was just so much fun. Radical is the king of these games, so I rarely win, but I had so much fun. And I hope to keep playing this game. If you can get Clubhouse Games, that's a game I would strongly recommend for the Switch. Number 1. Best game of the year, which you probably already know, is Metroid Dread. This game, fluid controls, fantastic visuals, great puzzles. I mean, I could not believe my eyes. I could not believe my hands playing this game. I haven't 100%ed it yet. I still have to go and complete, you know, different runs so I can get all the wallpapers and stuff. But this game was a 10 out of 10 for me, and actually might easily be one of my top 10 games of all time. Samus was as badass as ever, and just hearing her 2 lines of dialogue was so powerful, it just sent shivers down my spine. Truly my game of the year, and I give it my highest recommendation. If you've been on the fence about buying Metroid, do it. Thank you so much for watching. I am really excited for 2022. I already have a whole lineup of games to play and I'm working on them. I finished Astro's Playroom and I'm currently working on Life is Strange Before the Storm. I'm trying to work on the backlog. My plan of action this year is to buy all the new Nintendo games, so like Arceus or Breath of the Wild 2, Kirby. Gonna be buying those new ones and completing those since they tend to be shorter while working on my backlog on like my PS4 and Switch. So that's my plan of action for this year. I wish you all a fantastic 2022. I hope you guys have an amazing year. Stay safe, and most importantly, I want you guys to comment down below. Tell me, what was your game of the year?